Here's a challenge. Go on Twitter or Instagram, scroll down, see how long it takes you before you get to something like this. AI-generated content is everywhere. It can replicate style, technique, even beauty. And yet sometimes something feels off, like it's missing its heartbeat. That feeling isn't irrational. It's rooted in how our brains connect with meaning. It says something powerful about what we seek out in art and also what we seek out in each other. At his lowest point, the actor Bill Murray found himself wandering the streets of Chicago, wondering if he should even go on. He found himself at the Art Institute, standing in front of The Song of the Lark, a painting depicting a young farm girl at sunrise. He later said, "That gave me the feeling that I too am a person, and that I get a new chance every morning when the sun comes up. How can a piece of art ground someone, maybe even save them? Because when art resonates, it doesn't just interact with our senses, it taps into something deeper." We psychologists call this essentialism, the idea that everyday objects can be infused with greater meaning, especially when shaped by human hands. This is why a rocking chair that was once sat on by JFK sold for $74,000, and why chewing gum that was once in the mouth of Britney Spears fetched $14,000 on eBay. Ordinary objects can go well beyond the physical constituents that comprise them. They take on greater meaning, they take on an essence. This is the primary challenge that AI-generated art faces. When we're unclear about the origin or the intention feels abstract, our brains simply don't know how to feel about it. Online, people have started using terms like AI slop. Not because the word is necessarily bad, oftentimes quite the opposite. It's visually impressive. But because of its AI origins, it often feels emotionally flat. Question for you. Which of these two images do you find most beautiful? Chances are, a lot of you probably selected the AI-created image. Studies from Duke University showed that participants were more likely to view a piece of art as more emotionally rich and more beautiful when they believed they were human-made, even when those same images were actually created by AI. It's not necessarily the art itself, it's how we frame it. We see the same effects in branding. Ray-Bans are believed to block the sun better. People enjoy a soda better when they believe they're drinking Coke, even if it's Pepsi. The brand shapes our perception. In the same way, human is a brand that we associate with meaning. AI hasn't earned that reputation, at least not yet. So here's the big question. Can AI content move us? Some say yes. With enough context, depth, collaboration, AI can create resonance. Others argue that art without lived experience misses something essential. Consider the psychology of music. The science here is deep and complex, but there's two general ways in which we listen to a song. The first is primarily sensory. It's visceral. Do we like it or do we not like it? Does it lead us to thump our feet? Do we bob our heads? Does it lift our mood? This is the good music response. This is why we have playlists like feel-good vibes or upbeat tracks to get us through the week. But there's another response, a deeper one. After all, we humans are not primarily sensory creatures. It's not just about how the music sounds. It's about what it means. It's not merely about what it evokes in you, but about what it carries from the creator. As Hunter S. Thompson once wrote, "I still believe that a car with the gas needle empty can still run about 50 more miles with the right music very loud on the radio." That kind of music is magic. It has an almost otherworldly quality to it. And here's where things get interesting with AI. Because what happens when AI makes something good, maybe even better than what a human could? What happens when AI makes truly great music? This is where things get complicated, because our appreciation of art isn't just about how something sounds or about how something looks. It's also about what we come to believe about it. And this belief, this invisible layer, is where the psychology of essentialism comes in. This is where brands have an opportunity to inject meaning into AI by using it with intention, harnessing real human stories, injecting unpredictability, surprise. At its core, art is about connection. It's about the feeling that someone's on the other side of the camera, the canvas, or the code. When that human presence is missing or simply invisible, we feel the difference. We're wired to. But AI doesn't have to replace the soul of creativity when brands treat it like a tool, not the storyteller. So if you're using AI, ask yourself, who's really speaking? What story are you telling? Why does it matter? We're heading towards a world of perfect personalization. But what gets lost when we get exactly what we want? Alan Watts once said that eventually you want to press that button labeled surprise. Because even when we can have anything, we still want the unexpected. We want art and experiences that challenge us, that surprise us, that confront us. A parallel in art and culture, when everything feels optimized and yet nothing feels alive. Because even with endless choice, we still want the unexpected.